Ladies and gentlemen and knife enthusiasts the internet over, I finally did it. I joined the BudK Knife of the Month Club, where every single month I'll get a knife at $10 a piece. I have no idea what it's gonna be. It could be crap, or maybe it'll be a diamond in the rough. Let's find out together.
Join me in this review series. This is JJ Jinx Truck Stop Knives!
You ever start a project and then, for various reasons, it sort of lapses? Then you want to get back to it, but you kind of don't remember where you were? We're going to go on that kind of a journey today, because the BudK Knife of the Month Club has been sending me huge friggin' knives. Like this one that I got the last time I made a video for this series. It's called the Death Dealer, and it's got a cool skull with a Ace of Spades eye patch. So I guess dealer, like a casino dealer? Huh. Well, anyway, I really wanted to give this knife a go. You know what? In the spirit of this video series, I will carry this with me at work, hanging off my hip. Or however you're going to attach this to your body. But then I realized I don't want to be that guy. I don't really work in an environment where that's, like, okay. I don't want them to think of me as the guy that carries the death dealer. Also, it took a while, but I finally kind of fell out of favor with BudK, or I guess I should say it fell out of favor with me for various reasons that I won't go over. But I didn't feel right about ending the series at episode 5, so I figured I'll just wait until they send me a smaller, more reasonable knife, and then kind of finish the series and move on. However, as I said, that didn't happen. They kept on sending me big things. So I never really used the Death Dealer, but I'll say what I can about it. It's a big Bowie-style knife. The handle is very rubbery, and I kind of like the way these grooves are cut in. So you have these, like, knurled diamonds. It's kind of neat, actually, and I like it. And yeah, very, very grippy. You got this kind of false bayonet-style hole. Somebody else who watches my channel mentioned a long time ago that it's like fake. It doesn't even fit onto a rifle, but it's got the look, and that's all that counts, right? The clip is all plastic, but I kind of like it. It's got one of those Mora reminiscent things on the back, and it makes a very satisfying sound when you close it. It makes a very satisfying sound when you sheath the knife. Listen to this. That's some knife ASMR right there. Yeah. So, I can appreciate those things about it. I just looked it up. It is 3CR13 stainless steel. You can get yours today from BudK for $18. Then what happened? Well, we'll say goodbye to the Death Dealer and say hello to the Rampage. This is one of those Tailwind Express knives that I eventually got in the mail and carried with me for a month. Then I had to wait for another small knife to come in so that I can talk about this one, introduce the next one, etc. And that small knife never came until yesterday. So, after an extended use, I get to finally talk about the Rampage Tailwind knife. Since I got to use this so much, I have a lot to say. Number one, it's got one of those kind of minimalistic scales. Some of it's just like the exposed liner, and so I suppose that's just like a stylish thing. And you got some like skeletonization, you can see right through there. Very generous lanyard hole down here, so it's slim. And because you have these like plastic scales sort of on top of the liners, it gives it a little bit of a rounded shape to it. And I've had knives like that before from BudK, and it seems to work pretty well. I also like the way that it kind of sweeps up here. and then the flipper tab lands there because it gives a nice sort of pommelish kind of thing. So even though there's no knurling or jimping at all, I don't worry about it slipping because this kind of stops it from happening. We've got a very long and pointy drop point blade, which is cut with a sort of saber grind, and a little bit of a swedge that goes all the way back here, which it's not really cut that evenly, but hey, it's a cheap knife, right? This one's also made from 3CR13 steel. I never really had any problems with the edge. They must have heat treated it pretty well. Now the pocket clip's not deep ride, so you're gonna have this much of it sticking out of your pocket, which I thought was fine. And when I first saw the pocket clip, I kind of got excited because check this out. The grabber thing that actually rests, so your pants pocket rests in between the scale and the clip from this divot here. Is there a name for that part? But anyway, the way they did it was they actually just punched like a well down into it, you see? And I actually got kind of excited at first. I was like, that should work really well. That should just glide right in, you know? That's kind of a single point that's touching the scale there, right? So that pocket clip should be really easy to get in and out. However, I found it was the exact opposite experience. For whatever reason, this was just really hard to jam down into the pocket, and it started to tear my denim. The opening mechanism is very smooth. So just like it says right here, it is riding on ball bearings, and that's why. I think they did a pretty decent job at it. I've seen better, but yeah, nice deployment. But over time, what ended up happening was the blade started to migrate. Here you can see the centering is a bit off. It's starting to approach that scale there. This happens with cheap knives. It's nothing new to me. However, to solve the problem, I just make an adjustment in the pivot. And as you can see, there's no screw. It's this like little hubcap looking thing. And I don't know how to use those. I don't have a tool for that. Now they do make it in D2 steel, which normally you would pay $33 for, but right now it is on sale for $22, a 34% discount. Okay, so now we get to the point where I open the next box, which I didn't do because look how big it is. Barely fits in the camera. So this was sent out in September. So this must have been the October knife. And then the Death Dealer must have been the August knife. Still putting the timeline together here. Let's see what the next one would have been. I'm assuming it's a fixed blade and a big one. So I'd figured I'd keep waiting, and then we'll just have a quick peek at it together. I'll give some first impressions, and then we'll move on to the next month. Oh yeah, I was correct. It's the brand I can't figure out what it means. SOA? Soldiers of Anarchy, maybe? I have a different guess every time, I feel like. It's the Night Ranger fixed blade knife. What we get... looks like a karambit, perhaps? Let's dive into it. I've seen this thing before. If you go back to my previous videos, you'll see the sharp finger that I carried, and it had something just like this. It's sort of a thing you can use to tie it down to your pack or on your leg or something, I guess. There's just a couple of screws in here that you gotta remove, and then you'll get the sheath on its own, which is sort of a Kydex style thing. This wouldn't have been as bad as I thought. It is a fixed blade knife, but it's not freaking huge. It's also not a karambit, but it's got one of them rings that's reminiscent of one. Not too uncomfortable in the hand. I usually don't care for these like pinky ring things, but if you try to use it without the pinky ring, then it's not very comfortable. Nice swedge, and you have these holes cut out through here for some reason. Weight reduction, style, probably one of those. And there you got the guy with the green beret and the evil grin. Hard plastic scales. It's got this interesting zigzagging pattern in it, but it's not too grippy. Sheath. locks pretty well. That's the September BudK Knife of the Month Club knife. This is the size of the box that the November knife came in. So let's just freaking do it. What did they send me? A freaking machete? Yeah, I used it, see? Oh, got a catalog in there. I'm not sure if I had this one or not already. The BudK Discreetly Compact Undercover CIA Stinger Knife. That is so LARPy. I didn't know you for very long, but you're retired. And here's the big-ass knife that I got next. The Amazon Jungle Survivor. Just what you need in October from the Knife of the Month Club. The hunter becomes the hunted. I feel like I've gotten a knife from this brand before. Well, we went bigger, folks. The Amazon Jungle Hunter. Oh my. Well, it's another Bowie-style knife. Kind of looks a little bit like a Rambo knife. Oh, I wonder if it... No. That really looks like it should screw off and you'd have stuff in the handle, but it don't. Well, I'm already disappointed. Interestingly, you got a hex screw going right through the pommel. I guess because it's not a full tang. In fact, it's hollow. But I feel like, can I really not? Huh. And you got some interesting serrations there. I guess that's like, I don't know what style you would call them. The knife blade, the edge is not very sharp. I was just like, I had my thumb on it casually like that and didn't even notice. You got a little slot right here for some reason. Could put a lanyard right there, why not? The grip is actually nice and rubbery, just like the other big knife I showed. With an interesting alternating knurled, not knurled, knurled, not knurled, knurled, not knurled, knurled. Oh, you got a couple of holes here. Probably not for mounting it onto a rifle like a bayonet, but maybe you could lash it down to something like a spear. Maybe that's what this screw is for. You can remove the blade and turn it into a spear. I don't know. Whatever. The sheath is rather ordinary looking. You got slots so you can strap it down to things. You got this style clip on it. Oh my, that sounded awesome. I'd buy that for $1. Retails for $18 and is still in stock if you would like one. Okay, then what prompted this particular video was that yesterday I got this package. It's smaller. It's in a bag. That's a good sign. Jungle Survivor, you get one shot. You made it. Congratulations. You're retired. Really? Oh, okay. I got another. It's a little bit bigger than the previous Rampage box. So maybe it's, I don't know. Let's just see what's in it. No, it's different. Totally different. Interesting. Wow, it's a heavily skeletonized frame knife. Kind of like a Gerber paraframe except bent and a little more boxy. I like the backspacer. 3D parallelogram sort of thing. Nice color. We got an anodized blue pocket clip. And it is a frame lock. Well, the box says it's a ball bearing, so I expect a pretty smooth opening. Here we have a skeletonized flipper tab. No jimping. Needs to be broken in a little, I think. There we go. A little bit of oil, a little bit of use. And we have, what in the world? Look at this blade. Check that out. This is like some kind of a compound blade. Is that recurved? Huh. It's like a Tanto reverse Tanto. Where you have the angle change here, and then the reverse Tanto out here. That's pretty interesting. I like that creativity. That's unique. I also like how the shapes that are cut out everywhere have that like kind of outline chamfering. I think that gives it a bit of a handsome look, very futuristic looking. I'm not sure how I feel about the hand feel, that knife style where it kind of kinks out halfway through the middle. I haven't had too many like that, so I'll have to give it a go, see if I get used to it, I suppose. Then we have these rather aggressive looking slots up here to give the thing kind of a sinister look. Good blade centering right now. See if that lasts. So yeah, normally I don't review the knife before I use it like I just did, but I wanted to give my first impressions just because I didn't really have much to say about any of the other knives with the exception of the first Rampage knife that I reviewed here, so I'll carry it for a while, and then when I get bored of it, I'll come back and tell you what I think about this. That'll be the end of the series because I don't like BudK anymore, like I said. And then I figure what would be fun is we can line up all the knives and do like an elimination style thing. Which one was my favorite? So I'll see you sometime next month, folks.